So, welcome, coffee cup group, coffee drinkers. Are you a coffee drinker? Make a comment about that. I'm curious because it was funny. I was guided to say coffee cup as the symbol for your group, but I don't necessarily drink coffee myself. Well, card flies out of the classical tarot deck. I have to pick it up. I'm sorry. Well, there we go. This is where you came from, the first card. It is the Queen of Swords. Well, that's kind of a stern figure that has made some decisions, or is certainly capable of making firm decisions. So, she rules the mind. Sounds like there is something already happened for you. You made your decision. You made up your mind about some certain things that are important to your twin flame mission. And I have another card, and it is, reversed? Well, apparently I'm showing it like this, so I guess we're needing to see it reversed. The Three of Wands, that'll be your now, the now moment of your consciousness moment for your mission. And that means, like, roughly speaking, said immediately that when it's like this, it's like your mission, this is really about your mission, because the wands are about mission, is really starting to flow and communicate. Things are starting to come together in that there's some, well, communication, maybe there's a client, maybe there's a situation in which you can try things out and you're starting to overview things, but that seems overturned. So maybe there is a stuckness in desiring things to start to flow and desiring for things to start to communicate. Possibly. Let's see. I'm just going to get a little more information. I think this one for your future. Oh, and that is the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Page of Pentacles is the beginning of investing. And maybe you have blocks around that. You're not exactly sure if you should be going in this direction, but maybe you should. And this page is really a young person that is still new to the thing, new to the money, new to the soul money. That is the money that comes to you when you start to do your unconditional love kind of inspired mission that is made specific for uniquely you and your union and how that works out in the world. And you start to help people, you start to reach out, and that's also how you start to help people, and you make energy move, and energy comes back to you in the form of money also. And this page is very new. He's like watching the soul money, like, hey, that's new, that's a new idea, yeah. But maybe you are also unknown to that fact yet. That's a new thing for you, that you can connect money to your unconditional love, divine love kind of union mission. Does money even connect with that for you? Maybe you have the feeling not. Maybe you have the feeling like, no, it does not connect to that. What kind of a dumb topic is this? Is she crazy? It's possible, that it's just very much outside of what you would have thought is logical when you go the route of twin flames to the ascended level, and have that be this new consciousness place, the standard place from which you are going to live your life. All aspects, so also money, because it is an aspect of our physical life here. You also want the twin flame to be a physical reality in your life, and to actually relate to them, and to actually make love to them physically, and to actually be in a marriage with them and have truthfully a family with them, and children and whatnot. And you want that to be physical, you want it to be true, you want it to be real, you want it to be able to be touched. And that's the same for your love mission. You want it to become real. You want the energy and love that is flowing around also become physical and tangible, and have an aspect that it is also going to support you and sustain you and love you in the very many ways that love can be represented. And one of the ways is, of course, also physical love, money, the way to be able to make a down payment for your house, to pay rent every month, to have groceries in your house so that you can make a nice meal, to which you can invite beautiful family members or friends or both, and just have this loving vibration that you share the love. Maybe that's totally your thing. Maybe that's something else. But you might want to have, means to create that for yourself like that. And that is also love. That is physical love. You want your twin flame to be physical. Well, why not want the love to be physical? Why not want the mission to become physical? Why reject that? That would be weird, don't you think? Because you want the ultimate love become the ultimate lover. But you don't want to have the money of the or the energy, better said, the energy to become money. Oh, that's weird. It's not spiritual when you would hold that back. Because it's not spiritual when you hold the twin flame back. By the way, there are people that do that. Yesterday there was someone on my channel that told me proudly that they are holding the twin flame back. And that just hurts me. Because you're hurting yourself. And that's the same for the love energy that can become money, which is another pillar of the very same ascended living. It hurts me when you do that to yourself, so don't do that. Yeah, it's very interesting that you come from a place where you made some decisions. There is some clarity inside of you. So maybe just go back to the fact that you have some clarity about yourself. Maybe about that you do want to go this journey and do the inner work to be able to reach this mission business. Although you may not know exactly yet how that would need to work out, because you've maybe tried some things and it didn't necessarily work out too well yet. But that's okay. We can only learn what doesn't work by trying it out and seeing, okay, that didn't really work out. That communication wasn't necessarily coming back to me in the right way. All right. I go back to my core, to where I came from, to where the energy and the core of my idea came from. And I'll start actually to do inner work there. Because, twin flame union can be reached when you start to do the inner work yourself. And mission is actually secretly, or now openly, through my videos, the same thing. When you start to do this specific inner work that I teach, I call it key, and I share it in our Facebook group. You're welcome to join. When you start to do that inner work, you support your mission and where it comes from and the clarity of it and the getting to know it and the trying it out and the communication around it and the standing in your power about it. And all of that is guided by the inner work. So go back to the inner work, start taking that seriously too, this pillar of twin flame union and the mission of twin flame union in particular, and start to work from that place. And also understand that to get this right, to get the soul money right, it's good to start really anew and to feel like you're just new to the thing. This is a young person new to the thing. That's okay. Start to understand that you can also start to invest your money to create more of what you need in your mission so that you can create more money later on as well. And if you start to invest small, that's great too. There's no problem in that. We all need to start small and understand that investing in that is something that you keep on doing. You can grow the investment so that the return on the investment starts to grow as well. And you keep on investing. That's another ground rule of this thing. So let's see if we can get some other nudges for you. And I'm going to look in the Life Purpose deck from Doreen Virtue with a nice angel on it. So sometimes we get a hint of what the mission might approximately have to do with for you, but sometimes also a nudge about how you go about it. So let's see what we got. Oh, power. It's a Dutch card. So I think this is more about how you go about it. Everything that you have experienced in your life has made you strong and courageous. And there's this woman on the horse with wings. The horse has wings, not her. I just needed to check that out. You can fly when you realize how much you have gained from living your life challenges in the past. You can soar if you understand that in a powerful way, like the horse. It is good to have experienced difficulties. It is good to have done inner work that you never even thought you would ever get through because it felt so deeply awful and so deeply full of guilt and shame and lack and anger. Yeah. So how would you ever be able to turn this thing that you experienced into something positive that you might now share with other people? But actually it did. It did for you. It gave you an experience of what it means to do the inner work when it is very difficult and to go through it and to be successful in that. And that's what you can now pass on, and you will actually pass it on automatically, organically, when you start to share your love. Because remember that sharing the love, extending the love that you have created inside of your heart because of your inner work, and extending it out is actually the only thing that the mission really is at the core of things. Because of course it gets specific and it gets to have a business structure, and there's so much to learn in that and to try out in that, and that's beautiful. You can invest in that and whatnot, but it's always going to be connected back to what you originally felt in the love in your heart, and it's always every moment going to be connected back to that place of divine love. So that's good to know. Let's get another deck, this one. Let's see, this is another angel deck, the angel answers. Let's see if we can get some clarity, if we go in the right direction. Communicate clearly. All right. So that might be important for you in this story. Communicate clearly. When you start to communicate about what you've went through, for instance on social media, and how that brought you at the core of what you are on the union level because of you doing the inner work, and you start to share about that, to communicate about that, for instance on social media, and you're genuine in that, you already start to do the mission. Communicate about the inner work that you have been doing surrounding your twin flame. Speak about how that made you feel, what lessons you gained while doing that. And be honest about that. Be an example of that honesty. This is an abundance deck. I do speak about twin flame abundance after all. This is really my favorite topic. Our private Facebook group where you can come to do this inner work is also called, for a reason, Your Abundance, right? Let's split the deck with the help of Divine Mother and have this card come out. Gratitude. Fill me with gratitude for all you give. May I be a vehicle for you everywhere I go. So this is talking about your source inside of your heart, where the love comes from, and the inspiration to do your inner work comes from, and the inner work tool that I share comes from as well. Fill me with gratitude for all you give, the source gives inside of you. And it will give you everything, the clarity about your mission, the clients for your mission, the money that people pay for your services. Everything comes eventually from your source, not from these people. May I be a vehicle for you wherever I go. That's what you're going to exude to other people. And you can only be grateful for that. And gratitude is an enormously good feeling state for making the energy flow. And therefore, by extension, making the money flow, because that's the same. And let's look into this other abundance deck as well, the Angels of Abundance. There are a lot of angels today. I do work with the angels, and not because I want that or I want to be known for that or anything, but because they came to me themselves over a year ago when I reached a certain point as spiritual teacher and building the community. And they just came and said, so we want to help you. I was like, well, okay then. Moonlighting. You can start working on your dream career part-time while keeping your other job to pay the bills. Soon your dream career will take flight and fully support you. That's true. You don't need to drop everything and throw everything inside this new unconditional love mission that you still need to figure out. You can do it in phases. You can start to have a money job and keep it to support yourself, becoming whole on the ascended level with the true twin flame in your union. Start to understand your mission and start to try it out in the world. Alongside it, there's nothing wrong with that. Give yourself permission to try something like that out. So we're still a little bit in the November and Halloween vibes, and we get a Halloween vampire card. And it says in Dutch, eternal youth, energy, renewing, vitality, card number 1. And that is indeed what you're getting from doing it like this, doing mission like this, starting this avenue like this. You will feel renewed. You will feel like you finally tap into the well of where the eternal life force comes from. It's a well. The source in you is a well. It keeps on giving. And you start to understand that. You can't be without. It's always going to keep on giving because you're standing in the flow now. And when you don't feel connected yet. Okay, you go back to the inner work. I don't know why I want to show this picture with it. That was your first card. You go back to the place where you can make decisions as well, which is also in the inner work. Do the same inner work as twin flames do for union. Go back there so that you can stand in that eternal flow of life force energy. That's also the place you stand in your mission and also in your business. All right, so now we're going to have a Native American card to refine the message. Card number 4 seems like a wolf. Maybe it stands for being loyal. But I am, for this one, actually going to look in the booklet for a moment, and I threw it on the floor. Card 4. Wolf, struggle. Wolf is a complex spirit, and his meaning varies from tribe to tribe. He can be seen as positive, a strong warrior, an excellent communicator. Oh, there's the communicator again. Or it can be viewed as a negative force, a thief with strong connections with death, along with the hair. And is a psychopomp. So that means Psychopompos is the mediator between you and your source, between you and your soul. And it pumps up this fountain of inner youth flow that comes the from your source. Okay, so it's going to help you with that. This wolf is going to help you with that. Challenges and struggles often remove things from your life. They also bestow gifts. That's true. So, struggle, difficulty, obstacles, communication, leadership, difficult lessons, initiation, spiritual connections. So, that means that you need to have like an opener, a faithful opener with you, opener of this new place, this new flow that is not known to you yet, and certainly not in business yet. And together you're going to see what is holding you back and open the doors, all of it. Because this creature, the wolf, knows about these things instinctively. So go to that place inside of yourself where you can instinctively guide yourself. And now we're going to look at what the Master Magician has as a message for you for your twin flame mission. This one? This one. Okay. Ben. These are traditional images from the Mayan culture, reinterpreted by Oceana, that's the painter. Ben 87. Cain is what it also means, the word Ben. The number 13 that is connected to it, and it means universal movement. 13 is really the number of Divine Mother also, so I love that. Oh, yeah, let me see. There is a shadow to be recognized, and it's about you might have a desire for isolation and withdrawal or retreat, the fear of the unknown, and an oversensitivity. But you can grow in that challenge and transform it by exploring your growth, by directly facing challenges. Draw the light of courage and compassion into yourself and radiate it to others. Look at life as a sacred journey. Well, wasn't that exactly what we've been talking about? Balance. I am a pillar of the invisible temple that brings heaven to earth. Come with me, feel the pillar of ecstasy that now grounds within through you. Be filled with the truth that joins two realms. Heaven is where you stand. I am the secret of the heart. Listen to my secret. Here I am that I am. Be sensitive to the major shift in the way you perceive and relate to your world. Old points of reference are changing. Watch for openings and opportunities. Have the courage to take risks. As you experience your growth edges, the places where you feel unsure and unfamiliar, be willing to journey into the unknown. In this mysterious place, changing reference points create a quantum leap. Skywalker, receive the angelic message, discover the realms of interdimensional travel within you, expand the reference point to become the time and space traveler. Your growth edges hold the greatest magic. In the process of exploring these edges, you develop understanding and compassion for others who, like you, are using this earth experience for their growth and evolution. Explore, expand, remember your wings. A mysterious journey awaits you, messenger of light, when you have the courage to step into a new reality. I am Ben, Skywalker, time-space traveler, gentle messenger of the light. I am the touch of angelic grace. Once embraced in my robes of light, a new tone is struck. Sublime transfiguration becomes in becoming in you the fruit of divine love's yearning for itself. I am the Skywalker who has come to Earth, entering this time in and dimensional reality to initiate vision in this age of masks with few eyes. I reveal the sweet power in the simplicity of love as I awaken with my silken touch the resonance of heaven you have yearned for. The new harmonic octave has arrived. The song of the future returning to itself now pulsates through the frequency of Earth. Even now, its tender promise quickening within every cell of humanity that these heavenly frequencies return in this time of the great shift, to draw the shimmering center of humanity up to embrace the pillars of heaven, whose beams descend from the once and future dream longing to awaken. Winged child, who walks in wisdom and tenderness, thou art innocent laughter and flowered heart, open wide in celebratory passion, for this dream is vitality alive. And I, the cosmic pied piper, extend to you now my gentle hand. Let us take a free fall dive into the unknown. Abandon your fears. With unwavering trust, step onto my star path, spanning dimensions like a luminous bridge. Joyfully will we dance awake the dream. On the altar of the present moment, the platform of sacred delight, joining heaven and earth. Move in uncharted territory with protean reference points, unveiling the one true identity. I am Ben, here to bridge you with a remembered message from your own heart. You are a pillar of light on earth, and heaven is where you stand. So I hope this helped, and I hope to see you again real soon. Stay tuned because we will have many more mission, money, and energy experiences for you the coming time on this channel, but also in our Facebook group. We will have a YouTube live. We will have a social media game that you can participate in. It's called the Money Game. You can already join the email list for that. In the description below, I leave 2 links that you can already join the Money Game, the email list of that, and our general community where you're always welcome for the more intimate relating around these topics too. Twin Flame Abundance is where it's at in November. And I will see you real soon again. Much love from Petra. Welcome, Group 2. You have chosen for the pen. And that's great. It looks like you may be an author because you chose the pen, or you want to write a book. That's totally my thing. I even coach that for people, and I'm an author myself, even a nationally acknowledged literary author. But anyway, in the Dutch language, and I wrote about culture and creativity and art too. We start with your consciousness moments with the classical tarot deck, and the first card already flew out and fell on the floor, so I have to pick it up. One moment. Oh boy, these cards are flying today. And this is your first moment where you came from. So I would just want to say that I don't know if you want to be an author. It looks like because you chose the pen, maybe not. Maybe the pen means something else to you, and that's also fine. We'll together find out, what's going on with you in this reading. This seems to be where you come from in your consciousness. And that is the card in which you see this person being strapped up, standing between 8 swords pointed in the ground, and the city is in the background. And it means that there's also blindfold. It means that this person thinks they're trapped outside of the safety, and blindfolded and all of that. It's kind of nasty, but it's not true, because they can just free themselves and walk away. They're not connected to anything. They're just standing there feeling blinded and restricted, but they're actually not. But it was upside down, so this reversed card might mean that you start to understand, or started to understand in the recent past, that you're actually not so stuck as you thought you are. That might be a very good sign, because it's true, you're free. And it only takes a realization of that for you to become more free and free everything up that's needed for you to become active in your mission and start to express yourself there. Yes, as love that wells up from the heart, from your core, from your union core, but also as everything that proceeds from that when you give that more shape, and also in the form when it has gotten shape, when you would support it with a business, also in the business form. So the now moment got this card, which is the death card. Don't worry, nobody's gonna die. It just means in consciousness a transformation moment, but it was like this, not reversed, but like this. So maybe it's that the challenge is, this position I think is the challenge. The challenge is that there is a death that means a transformative moment for you that you might be mildly resisting, but you know it's here, it's arriving. There's this moment like, whoa, I need to let something go. There's a part of my ego that I'm gonna lose, and that's scary, but I know, I already sense that this is what's going to happen, and it is, and that's the death. That's the now moment for you. And we're going to have another card, and now I'm going to split the deck. 2 cards? 2 cards? Well, okay. Your future has 2 cards. And it is the 4 of Wands, which is a celebration. It's also the traditional marriage card. And that is, you will arrive at this new place. So I think you take when you take the challenge of the death transformation inside of your consciousness in the correct way, you will arrive. And let's see what the other one is, because it's the King of Swords, but then reversed, which is kind of a tyrannical person when it's reversed, because like this, it's really a beautiful kingly figure that is very apt in what he's doing professionally and concept-wise and making decisions and stuff. Reversed, it's maybe some sort of a warning about don't because of your success and arrival, fall into being an asshole, basically. Stay connected to your heart. And now we're going to have a look in some other cards, because that was actually pretty clear to me, I don't know how that feels for you, but it seems to be pretty clear. And whether you're going to write a book or you're just going to be finding out what your mission even is, we all need to go through these death moments where everything we thought we were is going to pass away. And we need to reinvent ourselves in ways you can't even think of yourself. It will be given for you. It will be like your source, your divine source reaching out to you with the answers, and it will be new to you. And we all go through these moments in which we let go maybe of the education that you received in the societal system, or you let go of certain ego goals that you had in life before, and you replace them with what actually your soul longs to share with the world, no matter what your societal education was. Or yeah, you just start to be this real you in work as well, not only behind the scenes and in the house, but also in work life, in real life, right? And letting go parts of your past goals is also part of it, because you might have a new goal instead. Maybe your new goal will be, I want to be in harmonious twin flame union, and then see what bubbles up to be shared and extended in love in the heart, and maybe specify that and support it with a business structure later on as well. But I just replace my past goals of wanting to have money and a house and a family. I replace that with, no, I want to have harmonious twin flame union, which is the consciousness state that twin flames live in and arrive at when they do the inner work correctly on themselves, which you just can do, you know. Did you know that? I share how the twin flame inner work is being done in our Facebook group called Your Abundance. You would be very welcome to join us there. I made the last couple of days when this video will come out, meaning then, but later on it will be still there, a couple of long videos, extra information about how the twin flame inner work is done. Extra because we already have like a monthly workshop and downloads in the file section that will help you, and a collection of posts with the hashtag key that you put in the search bar, and then all these posts come up that you can read about how to do this twin flame inner work. And it also is for your mission. Did you know that? It's not only for twin flame union, it's also for the mission. Because when you come in this harmonious twin flame union, around that time, you will also get to know what your mission is. It will become clarified to you. It will be given to you. It will be like a present that you get from God. And you start to unpack it. Yeah, that's really how it is. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's something that is so full of life force energy for uniquely you. You'll feel joyful about it. That's when you know you've got it, you see. So that's about the transformation again. Yeah. And it's good to make the transformation in connection with the teacher and with the community, and you can. You would be very welcome. We're going to look into a little bit more into the life purpose deck. And, oh, this card moved clearly. We're going to see what it says. Let go. You can resolve the situation when you learn to let it go and untie yourself from it. Well, that's pretty clear. Wasn't that just what we have been talking about? Let go. Something big is probably needed to be let go by you. Probably something that you don't necessarily want to let go of, that you may not have been thinking about, that you needed to let go of. There might be resistance to it. But when you do the inner work and start to, in other words, love yourself more and more, it will become more and more clear that this is the thing. And that you will consolidate this love that you feel inside yourself when you let go of it completely. Finally. Whew. It's like the entire universe has this sigh of relief together with you when you finally let go. And let's see if we can get an angel answer that might help us in the direction that we're going here. Oh, yeah, I see a card. And it is communicate clearly. Well, that's pretty weird because it's the same card as group 1, the coffee cup. But I really shuffle, you know, I have no idea. Communicate clearly. So maybe there's communication needed with the letting go. Maybe there's just something needed like boundaries or like saying goodbye, like pronouncing what you stand for so that something else will fall away automatically. That can also be the case. Because what you stand for, what you choose, when you bring that forward, someone else may think, okay, well, that's pretty clear, then I'm going. It could be that it's something like that. And also to get more clear on your mission, you also need to learn to communicate clearly. When you do business, you sell helping people in some way, you need to start to become clear and communicate clearly as well. Because otherwise you can't bring people into your offer because they won't understand what you offer and know where to click and how to send you money. So you have to learn to communicate clearly. That's on the journey for every one of us that wants to live the ascended mission together with the twin flame in harmonious union. We need to learn this often, completely over again. We don't know how to communicate. Communication is really the crown of creation. It's really like the crowning of your inner work. It's normal to admit to yourself that you have no idea how to communicate and to have that rebuilt from inside out completely. I had to do that. Also to make videos like this, I had to do that. I had to go back to scratch completely. I had to come out of the hiding, out of the desire to not be visible. And it's all about communication. And when you write a book, when you want that, when that's in your heart, well, then it's, of course, also a matter of clearly communicating. And you can start writing and trying to be clear in a journal, for instance. Write every day for half an hour. Things will become clear. And you will also start to flex those writing muscles. You need to have a practice of writing every day when you write a book. Because you will get clarity about what your topic is, what your writing style is about, how to say what you feel in your mind and heart and brain you want to write down, what your wording is like. You just learn so many things. Okay, let's have a Native American card. Maybe there's some more clarity from these pretty wild cards. Wild cards. Well, this is weird because we had this in the first group as well. I hope this doesn't continue like this, or I don't know what it means, but there we go. It's the wolf. It stands for being the psychopompos, which is the traditional mythological figure that helps you travel from where you are to your soul and back, or to your source and back. It's like this travel companion that helps you on the way, and you're clearing your blocks together while doing so. And writing, for instance, has everything to do with that, because you need to like search your soul to know what to write, you know. You need to search your heart to know the words that you love to use. That's all a process, and there are many communication blocks that you might want to bust. Well, let's do that together with the wolf. I think the wolf is just really with us today. He just wants to help us. And he's not good nor bad. He is a psychopompos. That is the helper between the heaven made out of light place and the human place. And he does that instinctually. And that's nor good nor bad. And that's also a good one for your mission, because it's also not good nor bad. It lives actually in the place beyond both. So that may be good to know. And for writing, this is also great, because you can also write so-called bad things, quote unquote, because they can be written from a venture point of showing something that will show a certain message to the reader. Like show, don't tell. But showing something bad can be can be, for fiction authors, for instance, be a method of maybe actually trying to get the reader to think for themselves. How interesting is that? I work with that principle, and I do have a novel that comes with the e-course for Twin Flames, or for anyone that feels attracted to it, which is the same. The e-course Sexual Magic has a novel with it. It's Dutch, in the Dutch language written. And yeah, you can say many things about it. Maybe it's actually showing you what's kind of mad, for you to make another decision, perhaps. You see how that works? Interesting. Think about it. Well, what did I say? I hope we're not going to continue getting the same cards as Group 1. But this is the same card as Group 1 had. Can you believe? I mean, this is really like 44 cards? 50? I don't know. Gratitude. Fill me with gratitude for all you give, and the you is your source. May I be a vehicle for wherever I go. So that's how you live your mission. You become a vehicle of your essential divine love, gotten from your source, and you start to extend it with gratitude. Gratitude is the perfect mentality to have while you do that. It's also the perfect mentality to have energy flow back to you in the form of money, and how I would like to call it, soul money. So I think we're just expressing a lot of gratitude today as well. And let's get another abundance deck. The Angels of Abundance. There's a lot of angels in my readings, because they came to me and told me that they wanted to help me. 72 angels of the divine specifically resonate with me. And I didn't look for it. So there we go. Unlimited ideas. Well, that's what you want to have if you want to write a book. No, you don't want to have a writer's block. That's what you want to have if you are letting go of a big thing. And you might be a little bit scared if there is going to be an emptiness because of that when you've let it go. Finally, but maybe it feels a little empty. No, no, no. Unlimited ideas. Your mind is one with God's infinite mind. Therefore, you have complete access to unlimited ideas guaranteed to bring blessings. All you need to do is to take divinely guided action to allow these ideas to come to fruition. It's not awful to let go of something big. New ideas come in. You make space for them to come in. There are unlimited ideas when you connect with your source. Let's get a spooky card from the vampires. Old. Ancestors, Egypt, magical inheritance. All right. What you're going to do is fresh and new, and it steps into the void that is left by what you let go. And at the same time, it's ancient and old and wise and ripe and mature, and a passing on of that which has always been wise and ripe and mature. And many people before you have shared it. And now it's time for you to share it in your unique way. They're like crocodiles and skulls, and skulls in the pharaoh one as well, and the pharaoh headband as well. Well, skulls and stuff, they actually stand for knowing that you are um, vulnerable to death as a body, and that points to that you're not vulnerable to death as what you essentially are, because you are the unborn nature of life. That's what you are. And may that inspire your choices in the new space that is here for you to give shape to your mission. And now we're going to listen to the message of the master magician about your twin flame mission. Akbal. These are traditional images of the Mayan culture, reinterpreted by the painter Oceana. And I'm going to look in the book. The word Akbal means, among others, night and house. It's about the conscious dreamer, the abyss, the mystery, the sanctuary inside of you coming out. There's a womb, an abyss, a dark cave that is mysterious but also full of meaning. It is full of feeling as well. It connects with your feelings of your heart. There may be a shadow present of that something feels too subjective, and you feel sadness and depression and self-judgment and the fear of change. But you can transform that by being willing to examine how you judge and evaluate yourself. Embrace and follow your inner shadow processes to learn from their gifts. That's true, they bring gifts when processed correctly. That's why we do the inner work for twin flames and also for mission with the key tool in our group. I pilgrimage deep within to the sanctuary of self to garner the gifts awaiting me there. Enter into the sanctuary of self, the arms of enclosing darkness. The tunnel as you enter it always seems dark at first. Enter the enveloping darkness of the womb of self. Sit in stillness there. The internal journey of introspection and integration of the mystery has begun. Free yourself to look fully at your present situation from a subjective point of view. Receiving Akbal indicates gifts from going inside to the place of potential where all dreams, ideas, and possibilities exist. Enter into the potency of the Dreamtime Matrix where all things are possible. Learn to utilize this dreamtime where there is no distinction between then and now, real or imagined, dream or dreamer. All that you are, all that you believe, hope and dream creates your personal dream field. In that field, there are no victims or blame. You are now attracting those elements to your field that will create completion and wholeness for you. Become lucid in life. If you choose Akbal, and we did, you are being asked to cross the boundaries of your own growth edges. In the stillness within you, potent gifts form in the darkness. Be willing to embrace and follow your process into the void of seeming pain and discomfort, to the place of the mystery. Sense the possible answers and receive the insights being offered as the unconscious reveals itself. Pay special attention to your dreams. Potent treasures await you in dream time, where the mystery of enclosing darkness reveals its face. I am Akbal, enveloping darkness, potent peace, fecundity of the abyss, deep, silent retreat, sanctuary, the womb of the dreamtime, the powerful cauldron of possibility, where all exists now. Dream matrix, where reality is created by the conscious dreamers, place of remembrance of the formless, sounding the great mystery of being in form, the stillness that is the dancing. I beckon you to merge with me, to go within, to free your illusions of pain, sadness, judgment, limitation, forgetting, that the gifts of release, the glimmer of light at tunnel's end, might be yours, that the expansive vessel of the essence self might be raised to your eager lips, and your reunion tenderly celebrated in the sanctuary of my warmth, my darkness, my peace. Thanks for listening. This was your message. I hope it helps. Stay tuned because we are going to do a lot more about mission for Twin Flames, which is for everybody. Mission, money, energy, these are the topics under Twin Flame Abundance that we're going to look deeper into in November. We're going to have a YouTube live. You can come to our general community in Facebook already. We're going to do a social media game that you can participate in of 5 days or even more. It's called the Money Game, and you can already indicate that you want that by leaving your email address in the link that I will place below for that. So we will all go there soon and I will explain more about it. You can become active in this essential pillar for your harmonious twin flame union. And I'm happy to provide it for you. I'm very curious how it will be for us to meet in these opportunities in November. Love that. I will see you real soon again. Love from Petra.